Hello again, everybody. This is emmavoid, back once more with another episode of my Heaven Will Be Mine Let's Play. Last we left off, we had finished Saturn and Lunaterra's routes, and that means all we have left is Pluto. So I thought that there was a fourth ending, but from what research I could do, it seems, without spoiling everything for myself, it seems like I might have been wrong. And all three endings are supposed to be imperfect endings, which makes sense, I guess. So, Pluto will actually be our final route. But still, I've been enjoying this game a lot, and I'm looking forward to playing from her point of view next. Cradle's Grace's ultimate weapon pilot. Even if Earth has given up on a new life for humanity in space, Cradle's Grace hasn't, and Pluto will make that dream come true. Likes succulents, good girls, crushing, both kinds, and everyone. Dislikes is trying very hard not to have any. Mood. Alright, let's get started. Ooh. Is not the unknown the perception of impossible things and every distance in between, with perfect communication breath to breath, with perfect communication skin to skin, with perfect communication mouth to mouth, inside to inside, blood to blood, with perfect understanding across the bonds of culture, with perfect understanding across the boundaries of culture, with perfect access to the realization of the highest ideals, with perfect access to the acceptance of the deepest depths. The solar system maps the human body. The solar system maps culture. In the center is the sun, which is synthesis. When the physical bodies of the solar system become our home, our ship through the universe, our body, their names will be given again, from the name of a rock, such as Hades, to the name of a part of us and ourselves, such as Pluto. You are the sun. Through you, humans will possess their true body. As you were once born, through us, we too wish. Base override system interrupt. Pluto. Hi, Doctor. I lost you for a moment there. Are you okay? I'm fine, Doctor. This is the first interface of its kind. If there's anything unusual about it, that will be hard to tell. Because by definition, it is very unusual. I'll let you know if it feels especially unusual, Nix. Good. Let me know if something categorically impossible happens. Like what? If your sink got so deep that your thoughts were being dumped into the OS code directly, for example. If that happens, I'll let you know. Are you ready to begin? I've been ready for a long time. Begin activation test. Macula? I was struggling with that every single time, and someone even mentioned in the comments how to say it right, and I just still can't manage it. Macula, we'll go with that. Dual tidal reactor sinking. Welcome to Cradle's Grace's bootloader. Oh why can't I? Bootlegging gravitational reactor, done. Hyperdensity established, done. Beginning resonance test. You should feel lightheadedness and wait. Wait until you're comfortable before diving in. Correct action, correct thought, correct belief, existing without fault, existing without ever harming the universe. To be the execution of what is right and good. The power over distance is also the power to harm. Harm by thinking, harm by breathing, harm by loving, harm by touching, harm by culture, harm by boundaries, harm by idealism, harm by depression, harm by infinity. Let us talk of harm by infinity. If the ninth planet in the solar system is not a planet, it is because it represents the point at which humans cross over into that which they are not. A phenomenon that is itself existentially threatening, regardless of how or if that phenomenon manifests. That is the sea of possibility itself. All hopes and fears will. Pluto, how's the response? I'm doing great. Nothing weird. Like a computer, I accept it. All data, I accept it. All wishes, I accept them. I'm an infinite engine. I'm a star. I know exactly how. Execute and accept. System accepting and executing. Reactor cores, perfect resonance. No margin of error. Nix, you can hear me, right? Loud and clear, Pluto. Is it working? You're not saying anything. It's working perfectly. Flawless. On the first try. You really are the one who brings impossible things. You're thinking too hard about it, Doctor. I can't do things like that. Be a little more generous to yourself. But it's also your right not to be. Pilot core link done. Do you feel centered? Yes. Do you feel the phantom presence of the ship's limbs? This is normal. Yes. Do you feel the presence of other bodies or other people nearby? This is normal. Yes. Do you feel as if other nearby people or bodies may also be your own body? This is not normal. How would I know the difference? Fair. Do you feel like a god yet? Not really. There's no need to be modest. Prep for launch. It hasn't been that long since we all started fighting, but everything really did go just how I imagined it. Even holding the controls of the machine everyone's so scared of, just like this, doesn't feel like butterflies or dread. It just feels like the only thing that could have happened. You know how hard they worked because they were so scared you wouldn't be finished before the end? I never doubted it. I'm not so special that they couldn't make something scary enough for me to be its pilot. Humans are culture, and culture is gravity. A ship's self is a skin, but a ship's self is also a heart. The plastic and metal chassis, insulated against hard vacuum, is necessary to not die. The tidal reactor, which generates the gravity and culture necessary to keep humans solid and real so far from Earth, is necessary to live. The dual tidal reactor resonance system installed in the Kroon Makula, then, might be capable of a sort of birth. The Kroon Makula was completed on the inert pseudo-planet Hades, on the boundary between the solar system ruled by human gravity and that which isn't. When the system is activated, cosmic dust emanating from between the ship's self's palms is crushed in the friction of the competing forces of the Kroon Makula's dual tidal reactors and ignites in the birth of a tiny star. It's a start, an anchor of gravity and culture for humans to begin colonizing the stars, the seed of possibility, and, just as easily, the seed of the inversion of possibility. Stars go supernova and become black holes, where the information of life, culture, is deleted. But they aren't afraid of Kroon Makula as much as they are afraid of Pluto. Her own tidal forces destroyed the first 17 prototypes. It's the girl with the love to be the mother of stars they're afraid of. Don't build me up like that. I'm not that special. But I am that scary. I'm used to it. The only thing I just can't get over is just how unfair it all feels. Knowing how bad this could get, how wrong it could go, and it's still happening anyway. The Kroon Makula is bigger than other ship selves in terms of its objective gravitational impression on space-time. Yeah, I am feeling everything at once. But I'm feeling big too. Feeling so big. I can feel it, far and away. The sword of the real Mercuricium come to cut our dreams down. And the toxin of the inverse, string of pearls, come to turn the earth inside out. They're incredible girls, I can tell. But now Cradle's Graces has the power to fight back and keep space our home forever. I know I'm meant to do this. I've been trained my whole life to be the one in a million who can pilot this. I know I want to do this. Space is the only place where everyone can be happy, even if almost no one believes it. I want to keep it safe. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. Now, I just have to do it. That's nothing compared to what it took to learn how. My body, my mind, my soul, they're all in order. I just have to do it. Alright. Return resolution. Independence declaration. Internal report. As usual. Day 1. Well, let's take a look. Pilot Mars. I still can't believe it. I felt that from here. Yeah? What was it like? I'm thankful for my cradle's graces, but we're not coming back. Generation 2 pilot, first class, DM's open for fight requests. It was incredible. For a moment, I felt like I was right next to you. It was even stronger than all the times that you tested the prototypes. Stronger than the one time they let you fight before. It's amazing. I've been training so long. I never knew how different it would feel to have my own, perfectly suited, just for me ship self. I'm gonna be extra mad at all of you for how long you left me behind. Is it really safe, though? Mars? Don't start, I'll get mad. It's just more powerful than anything that's ever been developed. I don't like that Dr. Nix is making you do something untested all by yourself. No one person should have to do all the things that your unit is expected to do. But I'm strong enough to do it, right? Powerful enough to stop Earth from taking us back? Strong enough to stop celestial mechanics from bringing the existential threat back? I can do it, right? I mean, of course you can. No one else could, but that doesn't mean you should do it alone. I'm not alone. I've got you. And everyone else. We're all together. That's what we wanted, isn't it? I'm not locked up in a lab anymore. Aren't you happy for me? I'm happy for you. Are you really, really happy for me? I'm super happy for you. I really am. Are you scared of me now? No way. Never. You're not something to be afraid of. Aw, but that's wrong. You should be scared. I'm incredible. Oh, Pluto. Alright. Subject unacceptable. Executive Director Dr. Nix. The funding is being cut again. They aren't getting the results they want. They think it's indulgent. They don't care about how the kids feel. It warms their hearts to see them grow unimpeded by the gravity of Earth, but also it disturbs them. They love our beautiful, free, glittering children, but when we talk about bringing Earth's children here, they look away. The children of space are not bound by the same laws of gravity, and do as they like with their bodies and souls. You have insisted that they can endure the gravitational forces of Earth, but have you considered that their tidal forces do not wish to accommodate them? They will be smoothed back again, or broken. At the very least, they will never stop trying to destroy them. We have created magnificent, delicate creatures, and Earth wants them back for what? To crush them again under their own tidal forces? Subject, who is this? Author, a love story. I don't know who I'm sending this to, but I think about you all the time, in the back of my mind. I know a lot about you. Does that mean you know about me too? Or are you just glowing brightly in a way that I don't understand? Is anyone else seeing this? Do you get messages like this all the time? Are you aware of how much you loom in the heart of everyone you haven't met? What am I expecting? I don't even know. This is really awkward. Sorry for doing this. It must really be hard. No, I can't really know that. This is delusional of me. I'm going to make it stop, because if I don't, I'm going to come to hate you. Because I'm already so frustrated I'm nothing like you. I need to understand why I tear myself apart thinking of you. I'm not going to send this. I don't know how to send this, and I hope you never read it. Oh, I love that sound. Alright, so... Saturn Return, we've done that one. Technically, we have done both of these, but not from this side. So... Pluto or Saturn, not Pluto, Lunaterra or Saturn first. Let's go with Saturn. Pluto, why are you suiting up? The Celestial Mechanics Lab was wrecked and the prototype escaped. We should be heading back to the inner solar system. She's still here. Who? Some incredibly ridiculous, utterly irresponsible, dangerously devious brat. I'm not who you're talking about, right? Don't be silly, you're not devious at all. Then who? Also, hey! They're being very tricky, so I can't quite tell, but I have rough coordinates. They slip between the cracks of the universe, play fast and loose with the laws of physics. Staying hidden and out of sight, but being really smug about it. I think they're showing off. So it couldn't be anyone but the pilot of Celestial Mechanics' prototype, right? Why? That's stupid. What sort of pilot would be that irresponsible with a prototype? Hey Mars, when you were in the Academy, how many prototype units did you wreck? Let's not talk about that right now. I'm just teasing, Mars. You're much better behaved now. If the intel is true, their prototype is really powerful, even against you. I know. I might not be able to stop her. This location is the experimental lab. It was shut down right before Earth canceled the space program. I don't like this place, Pluto. It's like they shut down Daphne's lab and converted it into the perfect site for an ambush. Really? It's too much for me? Well, it's stronger than the fleet I destroyed. I mean, I like that Mars just has a Cradles Grace's t-shirt. I'm not saying you're not strong enough, but a stealth mission against a secret weapon is different. No one knows what Celestial Mechanics is planning, but it's always awful. It's definitely a trap. This mission to the outer planets is only to destroy Celestial Mechanics' labs and prevent Memorial Foundation from recovering the prototype. Mars, if you keep trying to protect me, I'll get mad. But I'm... Let me have the tiniest bit of fun. I'll be fine. After all, I have a lot of experience correcting unruly show-offs who act out for attention. Daphnis, the tiny shepherd moon, so small it barely earns the name, tumbles through the Keller Gap, ruffling the rings of the planet it orbits. It houses the last official laboratory of Earth's decommissioned space program, training ground of failures like Saturn and special girls like Pluto. Saturn remembers it feeling cramped, anxious, and scary. No, wait, Pluto remembers it that way. Saturn remembers when it used to feel so special to be chosen, a candidate for the last generation of pilots. Oh yeah, we've been through some of this before. Don't know anymore if this was a good idea. Well, what was a good idea? Even though there's no place where you cannot be felt by me. Tidal resonance IFF confirms enemy. Gravitational hazard, pressure exceeding safe range. I know, it's extremely exciting. Stop making me so nervous. Supermassive. Small enough to hide in this complex, but with a dual reactor denser than the entire moon compressed into the head of a pin. An hour ago, when Saturn felt the gravitational pull of something so big and so close and so powerful, the interior of her cockpit creaked with the pressure, and her head, heart, and eyes welled up with tears. Something that couldn't be anyone other than Pluto. So why is she so hard to find? Why do I have the feeling someone's laughing? No one's laughing. Pluto, whoever she is, does giggle. I haven't thought about Pluto in a long time. Aw man, it really would be funny if she was in that monster. Well, now someone is laughing at Saturn. Alright. And as we've been doing, I almost kind of wish we had done the betrayal leech route instead of the loyal leech route, but I didn't know that there's only 3 endings. So... it's easiest to catch someone if you don't care you might get caught yourself. Besides, if you want to drive someone wild, you gotta show them you're worth catching. And that you're good enough to catch them, too. The lab is dark. The malfunctioning lights cast an eerie glow. Dying culture, without gravity to hold it together. But she can hear the faint laughter rippling in the gravity. And where it's coming from. When you don't know the controls, mashing all the buttons at once is just as good. Got you. It's a hit. Her claws sink in. They tremble in the pressure. Whatever they've sunk into is bigger than belief. The Kroon Makula towers over Saturn. Pluto's ship is so big it barely fits in the complex, but it's only a speck compared to how big it feels. Supermassive enough to warp local space-time, humming and vibrating with nebula dust. Incredibly gentle, or she would have destroyed Saturn and the whole complex without even trying. Oh wow, you got me. No matter what size it appears, in the truest, most real sense of size, the ship is bigger than this moon, than anything Saturn can imagine. String of Pearls quickly flits away, but Kroon Makula's grip is on her before she can twitch. And I've got you, Saturn. I really was surprised to see you like this. Cool, right? I've got poison now, too. Want to see if you're still the top weirdo psychic mutant in space? Oh wow, sounds really cool, but I don't know if you're ready yet. Wanna bet? Sure. The string of pearls screeches and buckles as the dust ignites and a tiny portion of Pluto's tidal forces slam into her. Warning, gravity hazard. Had enough? You kidding? Okay, we can turn it up. Ooh, that sure is insane. It feels like my brain is melting into the universe. You're the one who wanted to show off. You don't have to do that to endear yourself to me, but if you really want to impress me, you're going to have to do better than that. Yeah? You're really still not impressed, even by this. By what? Ooh, that does sting. It spreads like a poison, even through metal. It jumps like electricity but drips like a liquid, pink and impossible and spreading quickly through the Kroon Makula's body. So you're not just full of risky bad ideas. That makes me happy. I won't shut you down too hard. Okay, you win! You gonna be good now? Okay. So, what did you want to talk about? As Cradle's Grace's glittering psychic death machine, you definitely have more important things to do than go out of your way to bully me for no reason, right? Oh, that's right. That man and the fleet are escaping, aren't they? I hope you don't mind falling for this trap. Trap? You? Silly, I know you're more important than that. More than catching the rest of the Celestial Mechanics' feet? I knew this would be fun, and you knew it too. I am absolutely delighted about you doing that, just to be clear, so you don't have to read my mind to roast me about it. I can't read minds. You know that's not how it works. But I also don't need to know that. But I did want to know how the biggest overachiever of my juniors turned into such a bad girl. If you really remembered me, you'd remember I wasn't ever good. I do remember you. Even if you're not that good at being bad, do you know what you're doing? With that machine that's so dangerous we don't even want to find out what it does. I think you answered your own question about why I'm keeping it. Are you gonna stop me then? But you don't want to. Hey, stop. Don't pry into me. If you're pitying me, I'll make you regret it. Not all of us come out perfect like you. Some of us get thrown out before they see any use at all. I won't pity you. I really would have torn this machine apart. But now that I'm here, gifted little mutant to gifted little mutant, I can't bear to. Because some of us just haven't been thrown out yet. Lab-grown girls like us should stick together. I might still make you regret it. Winning isn't my most important task. It's not yours either. Are you sure about that? You're not who I'm worried about. It's only your boss I can't forgive. Oh, I love hearing that. Tell me more. I'm getting a crush already. Regretting it now? Don't worry. There's nothing you can make me regret. It's always interesting to see the alternate ways these situations turn out. I wish you didn't have to do this, but I love chatting with you, especially about your latest sordid affairs. Well, thanks. Wait, that's not what I meant. And sordid? Dramatic, tempestuous, explosive? No. Problematic? No. Tumultuous? That's sexier. But that's still bad. I mean, how would you describe them? Not like that. Intense or something. The last one was really good until the end. Should I be more generous? Well, it'd be nice. But you're not very good at relationships. Kill me. It's kind of cute. You love people so much that you forget about them completely. Your honesty really hurts sometimes, you know. You fall for glittering faraway girls, but what you really need is someone who doesn't put up with you. There's got to be someone, somewhere, who won't let you get away with anything. I believe in you. I'm trying to save the world. I don't really have time for this. But you're not too busy to keep flirting? Pluto, God! Sorry, baby. No mercy for you. Arrgh! It's out of love. One day you're going to be as good at treating girls as you are at piloting. Don't twist the knife. Sorry. It's fine. I know I'm not great at it. Hey, you did that thing again. What thing? You know that thing. Where you changed the topic, and I forget what I wanted to talk to you about. So you don't have to answer. Except I have a chat log and I can scroll back and see. Can I scroll back? I can scroll back. It's sweet you wish I didn't have to fight. See, you do remember. You remember better than I do. But why don't we leave it at that? Why? Because there's nothing we can do about it. We could find a way. I don't want you to have to do this if you don't have to. Chat? No, I mean fight. Ugh, you just did it again. Mars is surprisingly sweet. Guarding Mecha Chronmakla. Operations Decommission Share Europa. It was commissioned before it had a pilot, before the technology for piloting it had been developed, before the technology for its workings had been developed. I think we recognized that construction was an act of faith. Nyx's directive was to create the sort of self that we wished to see. I think, of course, that was the moment that it was clear to me that Nyx was fighting for what she believed humans could be, but not who humans were. I think at the time I didn't understand the difference, or what Nyx might not consider important because of her tendency to think this way. Many of the functions of the Chronmakula have not been invented yet. It is limitlessly expandable. I have, of course, requested for it to be decommissioned, but I believe ultimately you'll want to scrap it. If this committee has indeed found nothing in space worth salvaging, I'd have to wonder about the committee's intentions and their curiosity towards this last fragment. The end results of the Chronmakula's functions are indistinguishable from Nyx's dream, so there's no briefing I can provide that will be more comprehensive than the ones you received from Nyx herself. I can only speculate on which she has or has not been able to implement successfully. As terrifying as the Chronmakula is, the pilot Dr. Nix has found for it is more terrifying by far. They might find a way to make it move even yet. Title, Theory, and Celestial Mechanics. Director of Celestial Mechanics, Iapetus. Let us begin with imagining an inert theoretical mass of matter, equivalent physically in all ways to the third body in this solar system, a theoretical planet Terra, absent of human culture. How would we model the physical properties of such a planet, where Jungian Newtonian models do not apply? The soft science of celestial mechanics is not purely a thought exercise, but an inquiry into what, if any, default physical properties would exist in the universe without the influence of culture. Because of its potential application in space colonization, for its use in modeling the physics of foreign celestial bodies, and the utility of the concept of Terra in the philosophical hard sciences for more precisely defining Earth as the lands of human dominion rather than a specific physical body, celestial mechanics has been integrated as a branch of contemporary metacultural general relativity. What would it be like to imagine a world in which humans have one-to-one dominion over real phenomena? In such a world, we might think of gravity in multiple senses, since the agency of humanity over each other mentally, spiritually, and culturally would not be the same as physically. The conversion of matter into energy, and energy into culture, and culture back to matter again, is complicated by distortions caused by culture's ability to arbitrarily set conversion parameters. This is caused not because of power of human gravity, but actually by its weakness and incompleteness. In a theoretical universe in which humanity has full dominion over the physical universe, the influence of culture would be a one-to-one constant, and the physical universe would abide by inflexible, fundamental laws. In such a world, we would have to separate fields of study that involve metaphors from ones that describe worldly phenomena, because our world would be objectively determined. While humans would be able to disagree and defy each other, they would ascribe to an inflexible, imperfect system as decided by humanity. That kind of sounds like it's describing our reality. Or trying to, anyway. Alright. Retrograde in retrograde. Mars, are you okay? You look like someone punched you in the face. What happened? Someone punched me in the face. It's been so long since you got in a fight with the flight crew. It feels a little nostalgic. I'm fine, by the way. People who start fights don't get sympathy. They started it when they wouldn't let me fly. And who threw the first punch? That part doesn't matter. If they don't let me go, then you'll have to fight that traitor all by Shit. Oh. Why didn't I feel it earlier? Of course she's here. It wasn't that I wasn't going to tell you. The Memorial Foundation also knows about the prototype, and they sent their ace to get it. No, I understand. You were so excited you just had to run out to see her, huh? You got that right. Run out and punch that traitor Lunaterra in the face as hard as I can. Aww. She's the worst. After pretending that she was going to fight for the colonies, even after Earth abandoned us and demanded we come home, she double-crossed us. We were going to do this together. I've missed punching that insufferably smug face for a year. It's finally time to show her that we're not going to forgive her for betraying us at the worst moment, leaving us alone, barely able to keep fighting as Cradle's graces. It's not like we ever needed her, and I know. I miss her too. Are you not listening to me? I've been listening to the two of you say the same things about each other for a really long time, and it doesn't sound any different. It is nothing like it was before. I'm not playing games. When we were in the academy, you were always chasing after her. You'd swing the first punch, and she'd laugh, and you two would fight, and then you'd make out, and then you'd do it all over again. I miss that so much. But if you go after her, it'll happen just like that all over again. Stop talking about me like I'm that predictable. It's different now. Orders are orders for a reason, you know? I'm still not okay with it. They're making you use that terrifying machine. It's way too dangerous. I'm sorry. I really am. But Mars, if it makes you feel any better... What? You're breaking up. I can't wait to fight her. I love her, understand her, and forgive her. But I'm still mad. How come you both got to have all the fun? Who wants to stay home while you two get to fight and make out? You don't know how scary this machine is, Mars. And it's so much less scary than me. I don't want you to see me like that. But I really, really want Lunaterra to see. Pluto, you cut out for a second there. What did you say? I said tough luck. It's my chance to shine now. Oh, Pluto. Like waking up underwater to the wet burn of your lungs' desperation for air. Like floating untethered in space, unable to move under your own power. Losing the security of gravity is like being naked in space. Alright, we know this bit. I knew it. It's important to get a grip. Knowing that there's nothing you can do is something Pluto considers freeing, and Lunaterra considers exciting. Feeling doomed is clear permission to do whatever. As soon as Mare Crisium is through the cloud cover, she fires solid light into the remains of the Celestial Mechanics lab and chases it through the wound. Who will make the first move? When Lunaterra punctures the last armor layer and opens up the terminal cavern, light spills out, and screaming sound, because the Krun Makula is peeling the lab and most of the moon inside out with the forces of its own tides. It's not something that's impossible or anything, it's just something that's only possible in theory, which is still terrifying, and more terrifying. And more terrifying than power is Pluto's finesse. More terrifying than the finesse is her gentleness, spooling matter like threads in the tiny galaxy of which she is the sun. I remembered why I'm actually mad at you. You better not go down quietly. You better really believe what you just said. I'll forgive you if you left us for something stupid, but I'll never forgive you if you left us for something you don't believe in. And you better not believe in it, because I also won't forgive you for fighting for a future that cruel. That doesn't leave me a lot of options. I don't think I can fight against that. Don't you dare! I won't forgive that either. Were you hoping, maybe, that it wouldn't be like this? That I wouldn't have to fight? It'll change you. In ways you don't understand. I've seen you fight so many times. I saw when you got that scar and your poor ship got her wound. Has anyone else seen that side of you as much as me? I don't think so. Not even Europa. But it's different when you're on the other side. You think I don't really know you because I've never stared down the barrel of your rifle or felt that knife nick my ship? It's a different kind of knowing. Teach me then. Or I'll teach you. Alright. Last time Pluto learned a lesson, this time Lunaterra gets schooled. As soon as Pluto blinks, that's the moment Mare Crisium attacks. A little out of fear, mostly out of awe. It's a confused move, the first move, which is so unlike her. So unlike her that it nearly takes Krun Makula by surprise. all matter parts along the vectors of inertia that Pluto has set, but these bullets stubbornly curve, bury into her flank and sting with a sharp and subtle gravity of their own. Ow! That kinda stings, Lunati. Stop doing things like that. Lunaterra is crushed instantly, and she's dead. No, Lunaterra dodged at the last second. No, the Mare Crisium is torn apart from every joint. No, Lunaterra is safe at home. She never left. No, Lunaterra hasn't moved. It's only because she can't bring herself to. Lunaterra is feeling ghosts of the space-times that Pluto has cut off. Escape routes she rushed for but don't exist. Lunaterra is trying to think of something to say. She really is. But it's impossible, because Kroon Makula is the size of the universe. Her seeping nebula glows with the promise to swallow up the space station and Lunaterra and the whole solar system. That's not the way, Lunati. You have to come for me like you really mean it, or that's what's going to happen. The Mare Crisium's engines spin to no response. Lunaterra's mind is racing, but there's no thought she can hold on to. Except how disappointed and sad Pluto is. If you give me just one moment, you'll pass my event horizon, and you'll never escape. Always getting closer, but never getting there. Falling forever. If you don't figure out how to unstick yourself, I might leave you there. Remember for next time, okay? Don't keep breaking my heart. The Mare Crisium plummets, and the Kroon Makula rises up, exiting the moon like a shooting star, tearing the lab up into space with her. Oof. Oof. Well, that was cool. When she wins, it's just a whole metaphysical thing. All missions on Cronus orbit completed. Maiden flight and testing of Kroon Makula is done. Report received. Awaiting new directives. I'm heading back to Ares, of course. It's the home of Cradle's Graces, after all. We have to finish up the last touches on Kroon Makula. And prepare for the last battle on Earth's moon. Celestial mechanics will regroup and refuel there, and maybe we can nip them in the bud. And Memorial Foundation has been fighting us there since the conflict began, and maybe this time we can push them back. Send a message to everyone. Time to come home. So we can be ready for the journey. Ready for launch. Ooh. Ooh. I like the sound of that. That's pretty cool. Are you scared? Yeah. You? Yeah, but I'm excited too. I'm looking forward to what we could be. Hey, Pluto. How can you be sure? Sure about what? Sure about anything. Everything is so frustrating, pointless, doomed. No matter how hard I fight, it stays that way. So how can you be sure it's not going to be that way someday? You're the person I want to ask that. Because you fight every day like you're not thinking about those things. What's that supposed to mean? I've gotta fight. That's what we have to. Of course I still think about those things, even when I'm fighting. Sorry, Mars. Of course you do. Everyone has doubts like that. Even me then, right? But it doesn't feel like you do. I mean, you make it seem like everything's going to be alright. But you just do what you have to, without even worrying about it. Without even worrying about whether it's right or not, or if it will come to anything or not. You're a genius, you know. You're smarter than me. That's not true. I just have to stop thinking if I want to just do whatever it is that needs doing. I put myself on pause. Don't you? Maybe that's why I'm still so scared. Aww. Pilot interfacing, author Mars. Okay, well, so the very first thing you need to know about pilot interfacing is that it's the most important part of piloting. You don't really have to know any of this stuff, but since you asked, I will give you the basic rundown. There are actually a few ways it's useful to know, even if it's basically just to explain why no one can do anything to you to stop you because of the completely unfair bullshit you have. Any given ship self may have a variety of prescribed functions, you know. That's called the machine's intent. It's not that the machine has consciousness, even if it seems like it does. That's just projection and inaccurate metaphor. Even if you're using a made-to-order ship for you alone, or customizing it for that purpose, you still have to bring your intentions in line with the crafts. That's what interfacing really means. That's why interfacing is the most important part of piloting, and why basically the only thing the R&D crews do is find better ways to reduce the lag. White Void, Dr. Nix. The fearful power of it is evident, so much so that I hesitate to even criticize it. It is the nature of the tyrant theory that it is fed by all things, including attempts to dismantle it. It can simply assimilate those theories and absolve itself of potential guilt and rhetorical weakness by assuming new forms, because it has no inherent premise that is not fungible but the impulse to take all else part of it. Far from expanding to incorporate diverse and contradictory ideas into itself, the theory would remove alternate quantum states until finding a solution that would incorporate perfectly in line with the unified culture theory. This is a necessary and inherent step, because in order to prevent any given feature of such a theoretical culture to be subject to aversion, the gravitational pull of the culture must be so great that no information about it can escape. As the theory accumulates culture, through culture mass energy conversion, its gravity would steadily begin to grow and its energy decrease, until it began to continuously collapse into a single coordinate, and no distinguishing information would be able to escape. The interplay of variant states is necessary for culture to create and change, and this unified field culture would be unable to do so. It would only be able to assimilate and devour. Such a theory would not redefine hierarchy, but enshrine it forever. Far from a compassionate future for humanity, it would necessitate the complete removal of human variance. All humanity and all existence would revolve around a singularity of the unified field culture, the tyrant theory, a white void, a single conqueror thought at the center of the universe. Oof. Well then, I think we've got time for one more. Is she operational? Maz. All checks clear. Honey. Dual tidal resonator sync clears all checks. It's close enough to tear a moon inside out. And you're really still sure about this? Maz, I love you very much, and I'm going to scream if you ask me one more question. What? Pluto! Sorry, I just couldn't back off after saying that. My soul hurts. Why did you do that? Because you didn't listen to me. I was listening. You didn't listen. You've got such a big heart and you don't listen with it at all. I don't want you to go. And that's better. It's what you really wanted to say. I'm glad you could say it. But you're not going to listen to it. Nope. You could, at least, after you just said, not at all. Don't sulk. This was always the plan. We have to show everyone what this weapon can actually do. This is just a taste, but no one is going to respect what we can do on the moon if we can't grab their attention first. Destroying the whole Celestial Mechanics fleet while they're docked at the Oxygen Ocean is going to get some attention. Even if I only destroy them a little bit, it'll be pretty amazing, so it's a job that's impossible to mess up. If you keep worrying, then what else am I supposed to think except I must seem that incompetent to you? I care, okay? I'm not mad, Maz. But let me lean on you while I do this. Instead of blocking my way. Oh. I don't remember this one giving us the option right at the beginning, but it might have. Anywho. Tug of war time. The balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn tugs harder. Deep, so deep, crushing and dark, but the string of pearls has organs that see everything. Smoky and cold, she slips down in a stream of evaporation, just shy of being the spark that blows it all up. Whatever's down there, but don't play dumb because Saturn knows exactly who and what's down there, is playing coy. Oh, interesting. Do you have the same idea, Pluto? Bringing up tidal interference. Cutting off the comms? Well, now I don't have to cut the comm line myself. Saturn doesn't have to play by anyone's rules, even and especially the rules of the universe. It's made of a last-minute miracle. It loves it best when it's just waiting on the edge between one possibility and another, tempting fate and not caring where it lands. Pluto doesn't cross the rules. She's the universe itself. A perfect target for Saturn, and the wall she crashes against. She's not playing coy. She's looking for someone to crash against her. From the depths, Krunmakula tugs, but playfully. The string of pearls takes the invitation and yanks back not so playfully at all. Hey, Boo, do you want to play? I sure do. But come up and play my game. Oh, sure, if you can make me. Krunmakula is the plunge into fascination, a fall omnidirectional into the end of the universe. Krunmakula can drown the ocean in her gravity, but String of Pearls has the greatest trick. The String of Pearls cheats distance. She can't ignore it, but she can interpret it differently. So F times X equals an anxious avoidance, infinitely approaching and never reaching asymptote. Or maybe F times X can be a curve accelerating rapidly into infinity. Math isn't hard for Saturn, just the results. Mercury would be screaming if the comms were still on, because this is a big risk, and the most dangerous and guarded way to get the Celestial Mechanics fleet wrecked, most dangerous and guaranteed way to get the Celestial Mechanics fleet wrecked if she isn't careful, and even if she is. Closing distance is mutual. Pulling Pluto out of the depths of the oxygen ocean is not something she's doing for them. If Saturn wants to change the rules, then Pluto will let her. She'll be the one to set the variable. No matter what Saturn sets F times X to, Pluto sets the force. She can go slack if she wants to. Saturn's equation is something like F times X equals the closer you approach, the further I move away. A hard equation to solve. Are you up to it? Along the equations of gravity, Saturn fires hooks. They wouldn't have hit without the equation, but it was the moment of Pluto's curiosity that they bet on. That is enough. The ocean plunges. The ships rock. Emergency retraction. Max output. Okay. I was trying not to cause so much trouble. I just wanted to delay you for a little while. But if you really insist, I'll come make all the trouble you want. That's funny, considering how hard you've been wrecking the Celestial Mechanics feat. I'd almost think you weren't going easy at all. Saturn is pulling hard, but it's like trying to pull a star out of a black hole. But something about the way Pluto reacts makes Saturn think it might still be possible. You're working hard. I was just sent to make sure you all didn't have an easy time. I've never worked hard. Ever. You sound like kind of a liar. You're sure you're not still a bit good? Say it to my face. Okay, if you really, really insist, I can get carried away too. Saturn's capture cables go slack, and she shoots up and out of the ocean, pulled by the panicking surface crew. The equation input has changed. The number Pluto has changed it to gives Saturn a thrill. As the oxygen tidal wave starts building, the ocean trembles. The fleets seize and nearly capsize, but Saturn breaks out of the liquid and into the sky, and Pluto is pulled up and out and free. The Krunmakula is more frightening and powerful than Saturn remembered, but she can't be scared now. Well, maybe she can, just a little, but this is what she wanted too, a beautiful solution to her equation. It's hard to know someone if you haven't fought them. That's something she's known for a long time. The pain of wondering if you just aren't good enough to stand next to someone. She'd prefer to know where she stands. For Pluto, who was made to be so overwhelming that in her presence no other option but peace can exist, she doesn't have anything to prove to herself. Win or lose, she's open when others are honest. Between ship selves, all conflict must be honest. It's the only way to make contact. That's the moment she's waiting for, to give life to all the feelings unleashed when she decided she'd let herself have them. The Celestial Mechanics fleet can't do anything but wait, and think about how this is probably all Saturn's fault. You're strange, Saturn. I don't know what to think. You think you can't win, but you're trying anyway. What do you want to make happen? So sure and unsure of yourself. Just come on already. We can't all be gravitational beauties. Tides come from people, and people are people, whether they get there being taught or being made. Keep the pity out of your voice, or I won't be having fun anymore. I don't pity you. I was very lucky. There's no reason to why I got to be so lucky. But I'm selfish, too. I didn't deserve it, but I'll never feel guilty about it. I had too much at stake to feel guilty when I got everything I wanted. I know exactly how that feels. Unlike you, though, they took it away again when they were done with me. Oh, it looks like they weren't able to for very long, though. You won't get anywhere with girls if you insist on believing you had it the worst. Every girl has it the worst. You know, I liked it better when I was dragging you. Are you ready to try again? Teach me a lesson or get over yourself. And let me see what's under that envy. Saturn's got a good idea. Even as the Kroon Makula tosses the fleet apart with tidal forces, the string of pearls closes in. She can be as close as touch, yet always out of reach. This time, she sets F times X to as close as can be. Of course, that's in the crush of her gravity well, but that's fine, because Saturn has dedicated her life to being a fucked up loser. I thought for sure I could make you squirm, but you're so perfect, you're even better at accepting that you're not perfect than me. But that's not to say that I'll let up for a moment, no matter how bad I am at this. I love that. It's a great thing about you. You don't know how strong your belief is. You know you're going to lose, but fight anyway, believing you're going to win even still. I always win, even when I lose. I would never go in if I didn't know that. Electrotoxic waves sting the Kroon Makula as she embraces the string of pearls. It's like making out with a battery. It's uncomfortably like being electrocuted, but comfortably like making out. How long can you keep that up? How long can you last if you're crushed like this? What? Isn't this a great idea? Being crushed like a pancake under you is great. You're really incorrigible. I love it. But I can last longer than you can. Maybe, but is it worth it? You're not able to waste time like I can. I'll make it way worse for you. But I can keep this up. I've got nothing to lose. That's so selfish and ridiculous. It's the worst for everyone. I love it. It's really kind of outrageous. I can't believe it. Okay, you win, even though your side objectively loses. What do you want? Saturn's weapons slow and fizzle, but Pluto doesn't quite let go. Just hearing I won is all I want. You're really right about yourself. You're totally the worst. I wish I could be just like that. Next time we meet, I'll show you. Alright. Well, I think that's enough for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to come back next time and we will finish up the game and, yeah, figure out what the Cradle's Grace's ending is. I'm guessing it's something about, you know, actually going out and colonizing space, because that's vaguely Cradle's Grace's deal. But I'm interested to see how Pluto twists it to not be exactly what Cradle's Grace's wants, considering that's exactly what's happened with Memorial Foundation and Celestial Mechanics so far. Anywho, If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, all the other usual YouTube garbage, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!